Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do a paper doll that I drew. So you'll need a pencil. And at first when I was starting this, I did a really tiny head, and I decided to work even bigger because it's just easier when things are bigger and the hole punch needs to be able to fit through all your body parts, and if it's super tiny, you won't be able to do that. So I started drawing the head, and I will zoom in pretty soon because I realize you can't see it that well. So here's me starting drawing the head, and I just did a circle and then I added some hair, and then I wanted my eyes to be really big and kind of cartoon-like, so that's how I drew them, and I tried to make this look like myself, but I don't know if it worked out so well. So don't forget eyebrows, your eyes, nose, mouth, everything that's on your face, you should draw it too. And then for the neck, I ended up making my neck pretty long because I need to put a hole in my neck to connect to my body. So I need some extra space to put that. And I'm kind of just drawing in where I'm going to do my hole punches. That way I know that I have enough space for it, because the hole punch is pretty big. So I decided to have my knees separate from my shins, I guess. So you make sure you draw those all separate. And now here I am drawing my feet, but I didn't realize it was off camera. So I'm sorry, but I was drawing my feet during this time. And those are basically like long ovals or rectangles. Everything is like really simple shapes. Long rectangles for the arms and long rectangles for the legs. And then wherever my elbow is, I decided to separate those. So I got my upper arm and then my lower arm, I'm not sure what it's called. And then my hands, I didn't do my fingers, I just joined them all together because that was easier. It would be easier to cut out. Now I am tracing all my lines, and now this way you guys will be able to see my pencil lines a little bit better. And I decided to do this just to have it stand out a little bit more. I kind of like the look, making it look kind of like a little cartoon. So this way you can better see where I'm drawing everything. I did not outline where I was going to cut or punch my holes. There's my feet that you guys missed. Now this is really important. I am going back and I am using my eraser on my pencil, and I'm erasing all the pencil lines that I see. This is really important because it is going to make your art look way better and cleaner. Now the next step is to color, and I used crayons, but you could use markers, colored pencils, crayons. I would not suggest paint just because it's really tiny and you'd have to use a really tiny brush, and then it might end up looking sloppy. But crayons and colored pencils I would suggest, because then you can actually like blend them together. With markers you can't blend them too much. So I'm trying to make this look like myself. I did kind of my bluish purple black hair, and I added some shading and green eyes and a tie-dye shirt because I love tie-dye. You want to put a lot of detail into this because if you're taking the time to make it look cool, you might as well spend a lot of time coloring it and making it look nice. Another reason why I decided to use crayons is because it has my like peach skin tone, so I could use that for my peach skin tone. After this, we are going to cut out all the pieces, and how this is different from the magazine one is because I already drew this on that thicker paper, so I don't need to tape it to another paper. So this paper was thick, it's special, it's not out on any of in the centers. I have it in one of my drawers. So I'm cutting out all the pieces separately, and then the bad part is I noticed that my arms and my hands and my feet were all really tiny, and when I was going to hole punch it, my hole punch would have taken up all the space, so I ended up not being able to hole punch those, but I'll show you in it. few minutes. So I'm hole punching all the pieces that I can and putting it together. So you just decide whatever piece you want first, you overlap. Right, and here's where I couldn't fit my pieces. So I first tried sticking with a brad and that didn't work. Then I ended up poking it with my scissors and kind of rotating around to make the hole. I plan to get a smaller hole punch, but I don't know when that'll come in. So now I'm assembling it again. I'm almost done with all my pieces. I actually messed up here and I forgot to do my lower arm, so I just had really tiny arms. So there's my finished product. So now I can move every single body part that I can move on my body, make it dance or do the splits.